I was waiting. Yeah.
You caught me. She caught me in that net right at the critical time. So we're talking about the Dharma of the present moment. The Dharma that isn't Buddhist, isn't Jewish, isn't Christian, because it is not that limited. It is not limited by believed thought. It is not limited by preference. It is not limited by thought, what somebody thinks. It's not based on a thought. It's based on the essential reality of the present moment as known best by your awakened heart mind, by yours. Because you become, particularly in a Sangha, this is why Sangha is understood to be one of the essential, not nice, not preferential, not pleasant, essential teachings, one of the triple gems, they're called, of the Dharmic path. Why? I heard infinite versions of beautiful facets, it's understood, in the diamond of the Dharma, which is the Sangha. Isn't that lovely? Each facet, infinite, essential, pristine, these are the words used. For your view is unique and a part of a whole. They are both, aren't they? It isn't an either or. It is unique, yours, and an essential, by the way, part of a whole. So you all are important to this Dharma, to this Sangha, in expression of what? We call that, but only for fun, Buddha nature. But it's just a way of thinking about it. Could it be Jesus nature, Mohammed nature, Moses nature, David nature, right? Everyone, yes, it is. It is, because that is the representation of the essential truth. And you, the reason we practice, the reason I sit every day, every single day, is because it is my intention, my aspiration to bring that into the world in the best way I can. It does not mean I do it well. I take no claim there. And I mean that. But it is my commitment, aspiration to speak the truth. I have been speaking the truth recently, by the way, as an example, and making a lot of people very uncomfortable. A lot of people, particularly my Rotary, right? Because I am not going to sit passively back and go, I'll just do it that way because you guys have been in Rotary for 50 years and you're the white privileged males. And yeah, it's making everybody really uncomfortable, right? I love that, by the way. I do. I love it. Why? It's the Dharma. The Dharma is, we are all essential. We are all important. We are all valuable. We all have something to contribute, and it is equal. And it is equal, even if it's not the same. Even if somebody gives 1,000 and somebody gives $1, that doesn't in any way diminish, right? You bring 1 can, I bring 10, doesn't change a thing, does it? Not a thing. Your heart is equal, 100%. Your commitment is equal, 100%. Your love, your wish to contribute is equal. And that's what we're going to rest in today. Because we all have a very bad habit, don't we? We all have a bad habit of my way. Let's start there. We all have a bad habit of, it's got to be like this. We all have a bad habit of my preference, my prejudice, my judgment. And the minute you're there, you no longer are resting in the Dharma. And you have to recognize that. You have now, limited your own perspective. This is right view, as we talked about in the Noble Eightfold Path. Right view says, inclusive in the truth, ever growing in the truth, ever understanding more, right? And we notice this in our practice, don't we? Oh, in this practice, I really finally got what it means to rest in the breath, not just be breathing, trying to figure out why I'm here. And so we're going to practice that today. And so with feet established in some way that feels anchored to the earth.
It's 8 o'clock.
If that for you includes resting in the bed, again, remember that we don't have judgments about the posture. We want, however, an intentioned posture. Feeling the sense of the feet, the legs, and the hips, anchored, stable. And the way we check into that is always the same. We find the breath, and then we connect our attention, and then we breathe down and into that base of the body, letting the upper body settle in. Taking our Dharma seat. It is a place of stability, of refuge. A place of calm. As you're breathing into this base of the body, this earthen connection, feel the sense of stability offered to you in this Dharma seat. And so I'm asking everyone to take their Dharma seat for at least 60 breaths each day. And as we assume this posture in this Dharma seat, we are activating our Buddha nature, our Jesus nature, our Christ nature, all the natures of all the awakened ones. We take our seat in the lineage of all the great ones. And remember ourselves. Our own nature. And we sit and rest and breathe in this. And what is that body? It is soft. It is easeful. It is upright and dignified. It is alert and tranquil. And then we remember in the establishment of our true nature that we are practicing not only for ourselves, but the whole. This Sangha, these members, those who have come before, and those who are yet to come. Can you feel the bigness of this? Right? Can you feel the enormity of this breath then. It's huge. It makes me cry. It's that big. And so when you forget, this is the practice. This is why we do it. At least 60 breaths. Finding the breath in the body. Resting in that goodness. We have ignited the heart of bodhicitta, and we simply then abide in the breath. And where can you feel that vibration, that nobility, that awakening, that connection? Place the mind there. Mine began in the base of the body. And then I'm noticing as I'm sitting, for example, that it's finding its way somewhere up near the solar plexus, somewhere where the heart and the belly and the mind can all rest. See where it is for you. And commit yourself there. You're breathing in the Dharma and you're breathing it out. No thoughts required. For now, we're going to stay engaged primarily in breath awareness. We're going to stabilize and purify the mind for a few moments. And if you get a little distracted, if the mind begins to move in a way that pulls you from your Dharma seat, open your eyes, look at the screen. You'll see others there, at least Robin and I, present sentinel. We're here holding in presence the present moment. And breathing. Feeling the sense of the body. Breathing. Noticing when the mind moves from the connection to the breath, and very intentionally, we recognize and then smile with no judgment, no criticism. We simply arrive right then. We once again awakened. And make contact with this breath. We continue to cultivate a loving relationship with the breath. From that light touch, we grow into a finer attention, and we move closer, feeling the whole of the breath. Falling in love with the breath. Anchoring us to the present moment and into our Dharma seat. There is no thought as beneficial. We begin to recognize thoughts as thoughts rather than be carried away by them. This is the awakened heart mind. The beginning of a new relationship. No longer caught, but clear, present. Equanimous. Giving oneself completely to the experience of this one breath. We continue with each breath to soften the body, releasing the tension, the tightness, not only of the body itself, but of the mind that grips it. of the fixation, of the identification. We let the body simply be and do not take claim. Taking refuge in the Dharma. This one breath. Whole, complete, and present. Taking refuge in the beloved Sangha. Feeling its connection, its warmth, its present, its hold, its wide, vast, and open heart. Feeling it in yourself. Feeling the radiance of this heart, the purity, the inclusiveness, the limitlessness, and the bravery. Always patient, always kind, always open and connected, peaceful and calm, and wise and skillful. May all beings be at ease. This is the wish from the Dharma seat. whether liking or not liking, pleasant or unpleasant, weak or strong. We omit none. Can you feel the expanse, the limitlessness, the boundlessness of that heart? And then we can breathe right into it. Even as a mother protects with her own life, the life of her only child, so with a boundless heart, one cherishes all beings. And so we breathe it open. And then we breathe it in. Wishing, may all beings be at ease. And then we breathe it out in its time. We take refuge in this Sangha heart. In this awakened heart. In this boundless heart. In this present Buddha body with this vast, wide, and open Dharma, Sangha heart, we open without aggression, without ignorance, and without greed. There is no longer a limited view. We rest in the vast, wide, and open sky-like quality of the awakened mind. And from this Dharma seat, we are not limited to our views of preference, into views of liking and not liking, into views of mine and yours, or us and them. No separation, no struggle, no disconnect. A part of the whole, a facet of the diamond. Clear seeing, radiant, all pervading. Shining the light of awareness in all directions. And receiving the light of the Dharma. Resting in one's own awakened mind, where there is room and space and intention for all beings. And then we breathe in the whole of the triple gems of these ever-present and abiding jewels, always available, always right here. Right here in this Dharma seat. This is the Dharma being lived by you, this present moment Buddha, this awakened one. A facet of this beautiful, radiant diamond. This refuge in which we all offer our whole selves and rest. Breath by breath. And as we rest in our own and each other's Buddha nature, in the refuge of awakening and of the Dharma and of the Sangha, we smile. May all beings have happiness and the causes for happiness. May all beings be free from suffering, distress, pain, harm, fear, loneliness, and the causes of suffering. May we rejoice and be glad for our good fortune and wish and offer our blessings for the good fortune of others. And may we rest and dwell in the awakened heart, mind, and body, free from all affliction, in the refuge of the Sangha, the Dharma, and our own capacity for awakening. And may this practice this morning and all mornings, coming from all directions and all people, may it contribute. And may it be lived and breathed and thought and spoken this very day. So be it. Hopefully you can feel in some real way the reality of the refuge, the reality that there are places to rest and be and abide and dwell every single moment, even when we are in disbelief, even when we are in distress, even when we are not feeling it. It's just not true. And yes, it does take presence. It does take placing the mind. It does take intention to remember. So I want to check in and see what you noticed yourself about those 3 refuge. Where did you catch it, feel it, know it, forget it? How was that for you?
Diane. It's
Yes, Robin, is that you?
Yes, there was a part of at the beginning that you said, and the tears. There was something about it brings tears. So I'm trying to let go of a part of my life that has been a part of my life for quite a long time, and so I feel a little bit grieving today, and that feeling of the tears was just so kind of cleansing for me, and I'm still a little bit teary-eyed, but um yeah, that was just really beautiful. It carried me all the way through the meditation, like just about letting go and knowing that I can be a different person and that I have support from the Sangha, all those different feelings. So it was really, really a nice emotional feeling that was pleasant though, not like it
Yeah,
was.
even when it's
Yeah,
painful.
yeah, but it was like,
Yeah, even when it's grief-stricken, even when it's heartbreaking, even when there's a reality of sadness, there's a capacity in the Dharma seat.
yeah, it
Hold
filled
it.
me, like it filled me with comfort
Yes,
would be the right word.
that's the nature of refuge.
Yeah,
So refuge by its nature is protection, is safety, is you are in the arms of all that is. And it doesn't matter then, truthfully, what the experience can be, whether it's sadness or something we don't, that's related to grief or letting go, and it can also as much even provide a smile in that. Like, I'm recognizing this and can hold it. And I'm not holding it alone. I'm not holding it by myself. I'm not holding anything that everyone else doesn't hold, know, experience. And I can take both strength, courage, and community, maybe the sense of we're all here too, doing the very same
yeah,
thing.
definitely.
Isn't it true?
Yeah, because this morning I even said to my partner, I said, I just wish I had someone, besides him, because I'm laying it on him to reach out to. And that's what it felt like today, is that I was reaching out without
Yes.
having to say anything. I was just reaching out to the community and I felt very held.
Wonderful. You are being very held. That's actually a fact, and not separate from my grief, my distress, my confusion, my letting go of some part of my life. It's happening actually every moment,
Right, all the time.
isn't it? And sometimes in big chunks, right? You go, well, I thought I was always going to be able to hold on part of that. Whoa, there that goes. It's like a gigantic piece of an iceberg breaking off. And we get to feel all the feelings without being lost in them as somehow uniquely or permanently ours, right? This is the truth of the grief of life, and it's ever changing. It is. And we get to feel everything about it.
Yeah,
When we're choosing the change, of course, what do we feel? The excitement, the birthing, the new that's coming. And when we're somewhat resistant, often I notice it's like, who am I now? And those are right questions. I love them. What's true now? What's in this body, mind, and heart now that is most real, vital? alive, and it includes grief, and doesn't it?
Yes, definitely.
Not only we get stuck sometimes because it's unpleasant, but it's not only true. But it is also a truth, isn't it?
I'm going to focus on that excitement about
The new.
that you just mentioned.
Yep.
Excitement of letting go and being able to step through and forward. And
Yeah. To who we are right now, that is more real, more vital, more present, more alive than anything that was. And it's true for us all. That's the Dharma,
yeah,
isn't it? Whatever was. We don't have to get rid of it because we can't keep it anyway. It breaks off in its chunks, as we said, in its way, all the way, of course, from mothering and partnering and working and right. Has anybody noticed they've been able to keep all their parts? Is there anybody out there who's got some trick on the part keeping? I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's in the body. I don't care if it's in the mind. I don't care if it's, love. And again, love we understand as a one permanence, but not in its same form. It is not true that love always looks like a thing. No, it doesn't. My love of my sons does not look the same today as it did when they were 8 or 18 or 28 now, right? But it's not lessened, but doesn't look the same. It has its own unique present moment Dharma. And I live that. For me, it's actually called a lot of space. A lot of space for them. I'm always available. I'm always here. I'm always present. And you probably don't need to talk to me at all. And that's all fine. That was just an example, of course. What do others of you experience in this resting in the Dharma, the triple gems and the jewels? What do you notice? Yes, Sangha is unifying very much so. It keeps us from that alone, separate. It's not true. That's a delusion. We get caught there in thinking just me sitting in my and it's not accurate as well. Is that that's where I am right now experiencing what I am. You get to own and claim that as a moment. Just be watchful. I think that we don't get lost in it as my pain, my loss, my grief, my illness, my COVID, my work, and when you hear that, it's really a beautiful dharmic moment to go, oops, there I am in the meing mine. And that will always lead to suffering, by the way. That's a guarantee. The minute you go, but what about my pain or you are going to be in distress and in suffering in a way that I don't want for you. The minute you go, our truth, remember Dharma. What's the Dharma? Unconditionally true. So what's unconditionally true here? That everyone knows pain. Everyone knows grief. Everyone knows change. Everyone knows the fear about it. Everyone knows the excitement, the hope, the encouragement, right? It's all true. It's all true, isn't it? That's the Dharma. And we know it so much that we can hold it, not only for ourselves, but Robin and Dennis and Diana and Taryn, good morning. And right? That's how much we know it. It's like, I know what Robin's talking about completely. And I'm not her. I don't have to repeat that. I just can say, I know this is tricky. I know what it's like going from a life where both we were partners and parents and right. And imagining it always looking a certain way. Uh-oh. Right. Whoa. There we go. Lisa, you're on. I see that you're not, you're actually active here. Is there something you want to add to this?
Sorry, I'm on my phone, so I'm a little bit confused sometimes.
Well, now you're here.
I'm here. I think it was really interesting to have that conversation before we had the meditation. because it wasn't just problem solving. You know, it's like you could just treat it as we have to figure out this challenge and what's the logical thing to do. And what I was really struck by when we were talking is just the care that everyone was putting into their comments. And that care really carried over to me during the meditation. I felt like it was all sort of part of the same conversation.
Yes.
Um,
It
and
might
it
have
was
been
really
the most
beautiful.
important part of it, wasn't it?
Yeah,
See, the content becomes somewhat irrelevant.
yeah,
Not that it's not
exactly.
useful, right? You're saying there's a wisdom in it, for sure, and points of view and perspective. But it's certainly, if not held, then in the Dharma, which is inclusive, which is equitable, which says each point, each view valuable, considered, right? Not then just becomes debate or and analytics.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I meant about the problem solving, is that wasn't what we were doing exactly. And
No,
it just sort of held me up all the way through the meditation. And I always come back to that when I think about the three gems. I think they're all incredibly valuable, but I never forget about the community piece. I never forget about the Sangha piece. And um, I was having some thoughts about that last evening, even is that when I look at what is our community, this is my community. Where it may be
yeah, whether
difficult to
we get
find
together or
community.
not, right?
Yeah,
Whether we're
and
going to be together on the 27th or we
exactly,
aren't. Now, by the way, I
exactly.
love the idea and I still want to do it. I have a genuine joy in the real live connection, which Lisa and I got to do yesterday, which was so lovely. And it isn't all there is to it. There is a holding now. There is a holding of heart mind, even when the physical cannot be available. And it does matter, and it does hold us up, and we do get to count on it, even when we didn't get to be eyeball to eyeball.
And I think that's why that mutual holding is why we did not fall away in these times of Zoom, because a lot of Sangha communities have fallen away
Many,
when,
many,
and we're really blessed with, and
many have.
that's part, that's, we're blessed, and it's intention. It's that
That's
strong intention.
that's right. And it is always, it will be, whether I'm here or not here, whether someone else is here or not here. And I saw some people, Taryn is one, and I think I saw Dawn on this morning. It's here even when you're not here. Allie is here, right? It's here when you're not here. It's holding you when you don't even know it's holding you. And so you always know that, and you always get to come home to that, however you do, whether that's getting on Zoom or not, whether that's resting in the 60 breaths, whether that's just recollecting the truth that I know that's always there and available for me. Yes. Yes, Allie, a heart to that. Taryn, a heart to that. It's always here. I loved this, needed this, and treasured this in my own early practice with my teacher, Joko, and her community. I knew if I said, hey, I've got a problem, I need to look at this, talk about this, be held by this, they were always there. And I hadn't seen them in over a year. And I couldn't get over it. I couldn't get over it. Like, really? I'm just a little bit of a shit, I drop in and out when I feel like it. I don't know if I love you guys. I'm not even sure I like you that much. Really? You're all a bunch of professors with, a lot of big heads and a lot of, I don't know. And there they were. And there they were. And it was my limitation, wasn't it? It was my weak understanding of Sangha. It was my inability yet to be fully present, so that I couldn't even imagine it. Couldn't even imagine it. And yet there it was. And I want you to know that that's here as well. And most of you have tried this, right? To gone, all right, so I haven't been there, but I'm going to go back and I'm just going to sit. Maybe I can just sneak in and nobody will notice me. Well, no, we always notice you folks. There is no sneaking in. We see you, we know you, and we know you're there. And by the way, just as well when you're not. We know when you're not there. And by the way, that's not wrong or bad or means you don't care. It may mean life's got me. I'm in the grip of this in some way, and I can't even find my way, or it's not needed right now. That may be as well true. It's not ever completely true, but in something, I've just got to work my way through it. Like when I had COVID, there were just some days I just couldn't do it. And it didn't have anything to do with love or regard or presence. It had to do with, I can't sit up that much for that long, but I will do what I can. That's the Dharma. That's the Dharma. So I want all of us this morning to really know it's there. It's always there. We are always here. And that is going to stay. And the celebration was, in fact, that we will not do right now, was about that, wasn't it? The staying power, the always there-ness of the Sangha, the Dharma, and one's own capacity for being most fully present in this life.
Yeah. And whatever you do, really take care of your eyes, because when you don't have your eyes and you're on the dark side and you have to keep your eyes closed, it's just really a reminder that, well, it's nice to see. It's nice to be able to see. So loving eyes to everybody, loving eyes to everyone.
Yes, isn't it true? All those parts matter, Dennis just said. All the parts matter. The eyes matter, the ears matter, the nose matters, the mouth matters, the lungs matter, the breath matters, and we're all each of that, aren't we? And that's part of the Sangha then, isn't it? Is when you don't have eyes, I bring mine. And when you don't have faith, I bring mine. And when you don't have courage, I bring mine. Because it's yours. It's not just mine. Right? That's it. That's it. All right. Thank you all. It's so good to see you all. Even your names bring me joy. Even your names bring me joy. So good to see you. Leslie, good to see you all. We will be so please either let me know or go buy some things or something for our St. Andrew's food drive. And it has to be to Carrie's at 1092 Aloha Drive off of Santa Fe in the bucket by Tuesday. And I think it's probably got to be Tuesday by noon. Because I think Greg takes it there for their Wednesday distribution. So let's get some stuff there. When I get the books, I'm going to check on those today. I will let each of you know I have a list of everyone who wants one, including me now.
Count me in. Count me in.
Good, Dennis. Didn't know that. I will check on those and let each of you know. We will be starting that book the week after Labor Day. We're going to go get through that for travel and people getting restabilized. So just so you know, the book by Pema Chodron, The Places That Scare You. The Places That Scare You, a fabulous book. I have some used copies coming, about 10, and I'll keep people posted. If you want one, like Dennis and Leslie and Robin, you're going to let me know so that I can make sure to keep a copy for you. Yes, Leslie. Yeah, you're on my list. You're on the list. You're on the list. Lynn, are you here? Lynn, did you want to get on the list by chance for the book?
I need to look for my
the places
bookcases. Yeah, I probably have everything Pema's written.
Probably do.
I need to look at my bookcases, but I will
Okay.
let you know if I do. I will be sending you a Venmo to purchase some things for me if you don't mind. For
Yes,
the
I would be very
the
happy
food
to do
drive.
so.
Yeah.
I'm
thank
at Dialtytan, DIALTYTAN in Venmo, and I think we've done it before.
Yeah, I have.
When,
So
yeah,
if it
so
comes a different way to you, are you okay with that? I'll just
I don't
pull it.
care.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me at all. Just tell me what you want to spend, and I'm going to be going over today.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you
So
all.
welcome.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Put me
Wonderful.
on the list.
Gotcha, Dennis, you're there. All right, everyone, be well. May we all rest. Each breath, really, right? Each breath we take, may we rest in the truth of the Dharma seat and rest within those refuge, the awakened heart mind, the truth of the Dharma that we see in it, and the Sangha that holds us all. May we all be well. Take good care, all of you. Thank you. Be well, everyone. Good to see you all. Have a great day. I think it's going to be a lovely day outside, not quite as hot and humid probably. And so I please hope everyone gets to enjoy. I'll see you Tuesday for more discussion on equanimity, the holding of ourselves, even in our difficulty. We're focusing on that a little bit right now before we get into the book. And we will be practicing from there along with Greg still on Thursday. We're not going to be going into the garden yet. We're just holding off on that. It's just not quite right time, but we will be here by Zoom. All right. Blessings. Love to everyone. Good to see you all. Be well.